All right, puppets. I know eagerly anticipating our opinions on this, riveting content. This high quality 4K, not pixelated, no macro blocking, amazing, not leaked photo. Official press release, the future. Okay? But, we're going to shoot from the hip. We're going to try to make this short. We did do this already. Went a little long. Talked a little too loud. Mike was kind of facing the wrong way.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you know how our volume always sucks? We had the mic pointed just at him, and it was still sucky, even though we were right next to each other.
I was shouting. I was super loud. It was super dope.
Whatever. Let's get into it.
So let's get into the meat. So, basically, long story short, it looks good.
It looks fucking good.
It looks good.
If that's what it looks like, it's going to look really good.
It's going to look real good. And, big complaint we're all hearing is, oh, big grill, fuck you, dude.
You know what the bigger grill is for, I heard?
What?
It's so you can suck up human beings when you fucking drive over the curbs at the car meets.
Yes, dude. So all the haters get eaten up.
Go fucking right into there. If
right into there, and then more horsepower, dude.
Yes.
More horsepower, and then stripes go on your car.
Yep.
So keep talking shit, dude. Car's going to be faster. Hole's going to get bigger. Fuck all you guys.
Yes.
But
Fuck off.
But so if this is the GT, which we're assuming there's some fucking indication of something over there, which whatever, some kind of displacement, probably the 5.0, probably GT, well, whatever. We'll get into that. So 10 out of 10 on the look, okay? Especially when you factor in this is the Mach-E. This is the newest Mustang to the line. It's not a real Mustang. It is. It's got the name. Fuck you, okay? And then that was our expectations. I don't know who rendered this. It's some guy. He's making money off YouTube. We're not. We're losers. Give him credit. Throw it in the comments. Give us some hate.
Yeah. That would look sick, but it doesn't look like that.
No. And
if that was the Mach-E, but...
You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't hate it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Especially because we're talking about the GT. We're not talking about a Shelby.
Yeah.
Or a Mach 1. But something I wanted to talk about that we kind of missed the last time is, like, so this is... So we're coming from the S650, okay? The S650 is what we're talking about now. A lot of people talk shit on this. A lot of people hated it. And a lot of people said it looked like the Fusion, right? So
Diffusion?
The Fusion. Like,
the Fusion. Ford Fusion.
Ford
Gotcha.
Fusion, right? And, for some reason when that came out, I was like, oh, it looks like an Aston. And then when this came out, the coupe version of the Fusion, everyone's like, fuck that car. But, like, looking back on it, it looks good, dude.
I think it looks good, yeah. These are great cars.
Especially when you keep going down the list and they adjusted it for, I think it was the 18 year. Could be wrong. I'm always wrong.
This is the newer one, right?
Yeah, it
looks
horrible,
a little catfish face. I mean, I don't know. It's not even like it did much difference. So go look at this and then go back up and look at that. Okay, so what's different? This is like wider.
Headlights, dude, is what I think fucks it all up.
It's got a sad face here. The headlights look a little funkier.
It just looks to me like Korean, Japanese. Like, it looks like JDM-esque. And, like, it's
still not the worst looking car in the world, but still...
Yeah, I think...
When you look at that one, I'd rather have that one,
And you know what I think dampened this a little bit? Is, like, Chevy's like, hey, dude, let's completely fuck our front end and steal all the negative press from every other player in the game. Because this went under the radar. Like, everyone knows about the Chevy Camaro. Oh, what were they doing in 19? I don't know, bro. Because, like, this is horrible, dude. Not horrible. I shouldn't say that. Like, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But we can all agree that's better.
I think so. I mean, everyone's different. Is it okay? So these are straight. Maybe that's why. Go look at these. What are those? Okay, they're a little up and they come around.
Yeah.
So maybe that's something. I don't know. Everyone likes.
My thing is this line. It just doesn't work. Like, honestly,
this right here.
This line here for the lower valance for the intakes here for the ducting for the brakes.
Yeah. I
don't think that works. Like, it's just like, yeah, it's a similar line to here, but it should have been moved over more. Or this should have just been open. I don't know. It just doesn't work.
So up here, what do they do differently? Okay, they don't really even have that line. It's just kind of flat right there.
Well, I think they continued. They continued the upper grill. So if they would have continued the lower, you know what I mean? Like, they went opposite of it, and it doesn't. Like, I guess it lines up with this, but in my opinion, it doesn't work. I think that's where I kind of like, that's gross,
Yeah, I haven't seen very many in person, but sometimes you see them when you're driving and you're like, that looks fucking weird, you can see it.
And to what we're saying, I think there's some credence to it. It's the same thing with the Camaro argument. When they did go full Shelb, GT5 and 350, they went with the older style face, you know what I mean? Yes. This came out before the refresh, sure, but they continued the model into 2021 at least. It might have been. I think they might have even had a 2022 year 350.
Yeah.
They kept this face the whole time. The GT500 kept this face the whole time. You know what I mean?
That shit looks good.
It looks good. And then people got used to it. So my point is, no one thinks this car looks bad, and if you do, fuck you. Honestly, it's such a good looking car.
Yes, I agree. That shit looks fucking dope.
Just amazing. So
only haters wouldn't want it, you know. But like, I would drive one of those. I probably wouldn't buy one right now. But if someone was like, "Hey, you want this?" I'd go, "Yes,
dude,
please."
And like, I'm really biased. Like, I had a 350, unreliable as fuck, and we'll get into that about when we're talking about power plants and what our speculations are on that, because that's what everyone seems to care about, because there's no anything to do with it. It's all off the cuff stuff, and we're good at that, you know. Sub the fuck up puppets.
Sub it.
But if we went from this to this, okay, and some people like the 500. I'm not saying that's a bad looking car. This is just my favorite look of the S550s. So if that's where our starting point, we ended up with 350. Can you even imagine if this is the GT where we'll be with Shelby or the new Mach 1 or the Boss 302 comes back? I don't know. Just shut up, dude. Any negative press?
Do you think they're going to do that? We just went over with the Corolla. They put out the Corolla GR, the highest spec, the circuit trim.
Yeah.
And they go, yeah, it's starting at $30K. So maybe this is the GT. Maybe we're looking at it. I don't know. It would be cool if this was the 5.0. And then we had an even fucking, like a ZL, like, you know, the ZL1 1LE, for example.
Yeah.
That fucking spec is retarded.
Yeah.
You know, it looks so cool.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, fuck you. I'm the nicest Camaro on the road. That's what we need for the Mustang, I feel like.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm the sickest Mustang.
Yeah.
You know? Like, that's what you're supposed to do, right?
100%. And I think what we're kind of alluding to is, if this is the GT, right, it's the AP2. It's the highest spec, fully maxed out.
Yeah.
This is not your 40K Mustang.
This is 70K Mustang.
Yeah, 67.
Least,
yeah, that's where I'm at too. You know, 40K is good value. Fuck you. We're not saying it's not, dude. We're just saying it's not 30, 40K. That's all we're saying.
Don't expect to be paying. Yeah, you want this much power. They want this value of a car. It's gonna be 40K. I'm not arguing, and I'm not arguing when the fucking boss, biggest fucking baddest version 70K. You know, I get it. You know,
we all get it.
That's a good fucking price. Sometimes, you know, when it's worth it. You know.
Yeah, and that's not what we're arguing. Like, we get what prices are, and that's why we're talking. We're also being controversial for controversial sake.
Yeah.
So fuck all you guys who are like, there's no such... I don't care, dude. And if there's no such 30K cars, we got a video on a 30K car, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So, this is the Mach-E interior. This has a portrait display as well. We kind of went... It's kind of the new thing now.
Yeah.
We talked to your brother. He's got the Outback, and he's like...
it's got the same setup.
And he's like, you know, whatever. It's just what it is, you know? You have even less tactile buttons in the Mach-E. I have not been in one. I'm assuming it's quite annoying that every single control is
through the screen.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, on this Outback, it had 3 buttons and a knob. You know, at least you had something. This looks like you got whatever that is, and that looks like it's it. Maybe a couple ones down there.
Yes, and this, there's no gears in this, whatever. And I kind of went into that. I think so. You're like, oh, you know, the knob's gonna go here. Remember our last video?
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe, but maybe not, because the GT500's got that turn knob, right? The drive, neutral, whatever, right? So maybe you could still make that design and have that down here, have this extra cargo space, whatever, or storage space, I should say. But that really, if you don't have that column for that manual option, I just don't know how you would have a manual in this. You know what I mean? Like this style, okay?
Yeah.
This is the only leak we have. I'm not convinced this is the S650. It could be, but this is literally anyone who owns the S550, that's literally the door card for that. Like the handle, the door, that's exactly how it is. So I think this is just, and who knows? The S650 might just be a slightly revised, you know what I mean? You know how Nissan's the epitome of that. The 370Z is literally the same platform as the new Nissan Z. Mm-hmm. And I think that came out in like 07, 08. I mean, that's 14, 15 years, dude. Like, I'm not saying they're not doing that. I just don't think they are, because what are speculations on an EV? I think this is a brand new platform. I think the worst case scenario, we're going to have some hybrid setups pretty early on with the ability to go full EV, down the road. And we'll get into that. So this is what I think the engine, so we're pipe dreaming, but we're trying to keep in the realistic lane. We're not just dreaming to dream's sake. Okay, so people are talking about the Godzilla, which is the 7.3 truck motor crate. Cool, not happening. And if it is, it's
Yes.
going to be in the very high spec options. We're talking 70.
In which case, awesome.
Yeah, which case, awesome. But also, I think it's going to be hybrid just because in 2025, the emission regulations and gas, MPG and all that stuff is going to go through the roof. And any way you're making that 7.3 reach those standards, you're going to have to go hybrid. You're going to have a full EV mode to kind of trick those tests. You know what I mean? It's the same thing they did with turbochargers back in the day. Cool, I'm not opposed to that, right? But a lot of people want a reasonable price. They probably don't want all-wheel drive, which I also think is going to happen if they do a hybrid setup. Just because a lot of players are doing it, BMW, other people in that segment. Mopar, we talked about that last episode that failed. They're going full EV, they're going all-wheel drive. So I think it's at least in the plan somewhere. I just don't think it'd be cool, I just don't think it's in the cards, right? And
Not yet.
Not yet, and if it is, it's not what people want. They want that 7.3 with a manual.
Yes.
They want it to be 40, 50, 60K. Not happening, okay? In my opinion.
No, not going to happen.
Not going to happen. So then their other options are, apparently there's a 6.8 being produced in Canada. We don't know much about it. We don't even know if it's true, okay? I don't even, cool, but I don't think that's going to happen too, because if we're going from a 5.0 and barely meeting MPG and
yeah, let's do a 6.8 now.
Yeah, let's do a 6.8 because we got it figured out. Okay, probably not, right? But this does exist. This is the Illuminator, okay? This is the 5.2. It's basically the Voodoo with a crossplane instead of flat frame, okay? And the reason I think they might go to this is it exists. The Tremec transmission is something that people want for the Mach 1, right? I think it's replacing T86. I fucked up last episode. I didn't know what it was called, and I didn't do any research because we go off the cuff on this motherfucker, okay, dude?
That's right.
And so I think that's what it's called. If I'm wrong, please hit us up in the comments, okay?
That's right.
But we want the Tremec out of the 350. That's all now in the Mach 1. We know it mates to this. We know it works. We know it's proven. The 5.2, I think, is an option and something they want because Camaro's not going to be in the game anymore from what I understand. Mopar's going EV. And the LT6 Corvette, or sorry, my bad, I fucked up already. The Z06 Corvette with the LT6 is going to be flatline crank.
Fuck.
We're going to rev high. We gotta compete in that. I know it's not the same wheelhouse, guys, but if you steal all the thunder away from Ford, we don't have the high revving nature. It used to be the highest revving platform in that game, right? So I think this is the best of both worlds. It's realistic. It's still high revving. It still
makes the most sense with the numbers, dude. At 5.2, it's bigger than the 5.0.
Yes.
It's like, I don't see that jump. Oh, let's fucking throw 1.8 more liters in it.
Yeah.
Minimum. It doesn't make sense, dude. This makes the most sense. I mean, to me, obviously we're wrong all the fucking time.
We're wrong all the time. And this is dreaming for us. I would not be surprised if we get a 5.0, the tuned version in the billet or the Mach 1, right? Because we know that works with the Tremec 2. The Mach 1's an example of it. And we throw a hybrid system down the road on it and make it more power. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll see. Who fucking knows?
Who knows?
Whatever, dude.
Yeah, whatever.
What else you got? Anything else with this fucking car?
Not really, dude. I mean, we like it.
Yeah, I fucking like it.
Stop dreaming so big.
Yeah.
We popping tires on that shit. I think best case scenario, and I don't even think it's a high percentage. I give it a 25% chance we're gonna get something this sick. But wish for something that's somewhat realistic, you know. And I think the base price will go up. I don't know what GT runs for now, but it's in the low 40s, I assume, something out the door.
That, yeah.
If we got something as sick as this, we're probably talking in the 50s, you know?
For sure.
And I'm not saying it's not a bad deal. I'm just saying it's going to be 50K, dude. So, I don't know. Let's take one more glamour shot of this shit.
At that thing. I mean, keep the traction control on, guys. Just settle down, all right? Let's be honest, you know?
100%.
All you Mustang boys, hit us up for talking too much shit. We like the Mustangs. They're sick. I mean, they're fast. You own one. I've driven a few. They're great. That looks fucking good, dude. If it looks like that with the big grill, fuck, dude. That'll be sweet.
Yeah, and the Mach-E.
5.2.
Oh, 5.2. Still have a Tremec 6-speed. Whatever, dude. But the Mach-E lights work. It's a cool car. We like it. Fuck all the haters. And stop bitching, dude, because... You guys love the bitch and then come full circle later and be like, actually, it wasn't that bad. Okay, dude, stick to your 2013-14 retro style Mustang. We don't care, dude.
Nope. So, subscribe, comment, ring the fucking bell.
Peace out,
whatever you want to do.